Alright. Welcome to any possible viewers. Very sorry you guys are with me from my class. So hyggelig. Today, see Mike. I'm gonna be showcasing a bit of Blender, how to navigate, what to use it for, etc. And hopefully we'll model something as well. So if there's any questions or it's going too fast or whatever, type in the chat and I'll try to keep an eye on it. Otherwise I'll just take it step by step and you can try to follow along. I'm usually using Maya as another 3D software, so I might be messing around with some hotkeys, but I'll try to make it work. It works the same way modeling wise for me. It's just the navigation is a bit different. So, well, hello there. Alright, so first, open up Blender 4.3. It should look something like this when you open it. There's the default cube, a camera, and a light. I have put on screencast keys down here so you can follow what I'm clicking. If I hold down Shift, it should say Shift, Control, left mouse, to make it a bit easier for you guys to follow along. But first off, what is this place? This is a 3D space, it's basically everywhere. So in order to navigate, this is the most basic thing we need to do. Hold down middle mouse button, this one right here in the middle of the mouse. If you don't have a mouse, get one, otherwise you're not gonna find this very fun. So middle mouse to pan around wherever your focus is. Right now it's around the cube here. Hold Shift and middle mouse to drag around to pan the same. And if you scroll, zoom in and out. You can also hold Control and go back and forth. Does the same, but I usually just hold Shift and do this. Alright. Next thing. What do we do here? To select things, you just simply drag left mouse button to hover things, and then you can do stuff with them. So this cube, for example, the most classic thing to do is delete it. You don't want the default cube. It's kind of a meme by now. So you can press either X or you can press delete. It doesn't really matter to delete it. And then let's add it again. So either you can come up to here to add and you get all these options. It's a hassle. You don't want to go there. So you want to use the hotkey Shift A and you get the same menu. And let's just bring out a cube for starters. So in order to do something to this cube, we have to know how to move. So in Maya and other softwares, you can get this little gizmo by clicking here. You can move it along the axes here. The Z, Y, and X. Or you can hold the middle and you can move it freely. But we don't want to do that. We want to use the shortcut G, and you can do the same thing. So right now, okay, this is moving everywhere, it's super annoying. So you can click G and then the axis you want it to follow. So if I want to follow the X-axis, I click G and then X. If I'm happy with my placement, I click left mouse. If I am unhappy, I just click right click to set it back to where it was. You can also click G and then hold middle mouse button, and you can choose which axis you want to use. It's kind of, I haven't gotten used to this yet, but it's super smart because then you don't have to remember, was it X, was it Y, was it Z, what was it? So let's say I want to drag it over here. Boom. Most important feature in any single 3D software is the Control C. You might know it from other places. to redo, you're gonna use this the most. Your set button is gonna be totally ruined once you're done with any project, because you're gonna redo so many times over. So yeah, Control C forward, and Control Shift C to go forward again. It's a lot of hotkeys and it's a lot of things to remember, but I'll just keep repeating them every time I do it, and at one point it should stick. So let's remove the Gizmo. We don't want to use this. G to move, Z to go up here, and click here. Now I want to rotate it. That is R for rotate. G is for grab, I guess. I don't know actually, but here's rotate. You can click it again to have even more freedom over your rotations. If this gets too messy for you, you can again do the GX. It's gonna be, oh sorry, not G, RX. It's gonna be around the x-axis. GY around the, oh my god, I keep getting RY, of course, for rotate, and RZ for rotating this way. Last thing we got is S for scale. Make it big. The closer you start to the object, the faster it will go out. The further away, the more finite the movement is going to be. Again, you can scale it only this way or this way, etc. Alright, so that's the basic things, just to move around and to touch objects. But we want to actually have something to do. It's more fun. So I'm going to delete this one, and I'm gonna drag in my reference, because today I want to do a cannon tower. Let me see. So there's several ways to get your reference photos in. No, thank you. I will use Sure Launch. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. Where is it? I guess I will download it again. Alright, so usually when you make something, you always want reference 90% of the time, because otherwise what you're making is gonna be interesting and very hard to hit what you're going for. So always find something like this, for example. If I want to make a character, I think this looks pretty cool. It's very cartoonish and stylized. This is what I want. You can either just have it on another screen, that's what I usually do, but you can also put it in the viewport somehow. I actually don't, I think I need an add-on for this. Sometimes you can also just add a plane. Let me see if it works. And let me see here. Image texture. I'll just do it quickly and then I'll tell you guys what I'm doing, if I get it to work, of course. It's thinking. Oh, I crashed it already. Yeah, this is usually a thing that happens in 3D software. You can very easily crash things. The fact that happens this early is kind of a nuisance. But that's why you always want to save, doing whatever you're making. But it's crashing completely, so I'm just gonna go ahead and shut it off and then start again. And then I will not add a image plane this time. So we're back. I will just keep it here for reference for now. Okay. So, okay, of course I can't do that. Can I pin it? You know what? This is gonna be for another time. I have it over here. I'll keep bringing it in when you guys need to see it. And then I'll figure out how to do the thing a little bit later. But, the cannon tower. What does it look like? It's round. So, we want to start with something round. Something that resembles the shape we're going for the most. So, if you guys have heard about the donut tutorial, then you want to start with a torus that looks mostly like a donut. be harder to make with a cube or something like that. So this is round, so we can either start with a circle, basic circle here, or we can start with a cylinder. I like just starting with this. It's pretty simple. So first we want to go into edit mode. We want to be able to edit its structure, its topology. It's called. That's what the mesh is called. So you come up here. You don't. What's it doing? Oh my god! Why is it not working? Okay, now it works. I do not know why. Okay, we got it. Up mode. We got all these modes. We're just gonna use these two today. So edit mode. Boom, and you see we can select the individual vertices. These are called. But faster way is just clicking tab. Oh, my screencast key is not on. Oh my god. Okay, 1 second. Let me put these back on. Screencast. Boom. Boom. There we go. Okay, so tab to go back and forth from edit mode and object mode. Okay, so what do we want to do? If I scale this, it gets bigger. If I grab it and move it, it goes like this. But we don't really have any mesh right now. So what we need to do is to fill it with a mesh. You can do it either, I think it's, I actually don't know where, I just know the shortcut actually. But oh, here it is, face, fill. And then you fill this with mesh. The shortcut is just F, and then you go. So, in order to get this upwards, so we can get an actual cannon tower going, we want to do what's called an extrusion. It's one of the most basic things you do all the time when you model stuff. So, you want to select all the vertices. You can just click A for all, I guess. And the hotkey for extrusion is luckily E, like this. Just gotta Control C that. You can also find up here. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Every single one of these have extrude here. So you just click extrude as well. Good thing to notice. Let's say I right click because I want it to be the same spot. Control C. Okay, so let's see, extrude, and I click R. You see this little weird glitching here? That means you have overlapping faces. You never want that. Basically, it means they're on top of each other. So if you have this, it'll give a lot of issues. You'll figure it out when you have it and you haven't realized yet, but try to avoid it as best as possible. I'll just Control C this. Then I will extrude, and it's defaulting to the Z axis. I'll just click it on so it goes this way, and I'll move it around here to get my base of my cannon tower. And you see here it goes slightly inwards. So what do we want to do? We want to select all the vertices of the top part here, and then we want to scale it down. So there's several ways to select all of these. First off, you can just select one of them and alt click the one next to it. It will select the entire loop. You can also go to the side and you can go like this, but it didn't hit the ones not in the view. That's not good. That's not good. That's not what we want. So you can turn on the wireframe mode. It's this guy up here. Okay, I'll just make it a bit easier for you guys to see. I'll scale this up a bit. There we go. Okay, so in wireframe you can choose everything, even the things in back, and you can see through. It can be very good sometimes if you have a. If I had the reference photo in, if I could actually figure out how to do that, I could put this in the back, have wireframe mode on, and then I could actually see through it and model after the. That's what you usually do anyway. Not today though. So now we select everything, either with the alt click like this, or like this. Just click S for scale. And we give it a slight bulging. Nothing crazy. This is good enough. We can always change it later. Next up, it goes inwards a bit. I want to turn on wireframe. The hotkey for the wireframe is Alt Z. I think it says up here as well. Yeah, Alt Z. So we want it to go inwards. So in order to insert faces, insert, go inwards, you just click I. You can also go to, does it have it here, faces? Insert faces. And it's basically extrusion inwards. And we can go to here. Boom. And then we just want to go, because all of these little dents here are mostly texture, or they have modeled this hell out of this thing, which we're not going to do today. We're going to do very basic modeling. So all this we don't want, we just want the general shape of the cannon tower. So we want this point to this point. Zoom out a bit. I'm gonna extrude and click set if I haven't, otherwise it's gonna be very hard to hit it. Set. This is why you want the image in your scene, so you can see it. Something like this, probably. We can again change it later if it gives us problems. And we want to scale it because the tower gets smaller towards the top. Something like that. It's actually a bit high, so I'm gonna select, drag it down a bit. Boom. Don't worry that it's all jagged and stuff. You think, oh, this looks like, but it's very horrible. But you rather keep it at a lower poly count, it's called, like lower amount of faces. It's easy to work with in the start, and then you want to add more detail later. The other way around, you're gonna hate it. I can show you how it looks like actually. So if I just add some subdivisions to it, first of all, it will go like this. And maybe I should do it the other way. Just show it here. So Shift A for add. I'll add a cube, and I'll add a ton of subdivisions to it, and I will apply them. See, it has applied all of them. So now I have all these vertices to pull. It's a mess to make this look like anything right now. So you don't want to do that. You want to do it later. So now we're just going for the general shape of the object. So next up is the little curve here. So I go into edit mode, I click tab, I alt click the top loop here, then I'm going to extrude again, just halfway here, and then I want to scale it out a bit, just a tiny bit, good, because we're going for the little curve here, so I'm just going to resemble it as close as possible. Then I'm going to extrude again, make sure it's locked to the Z axis. And then I'm going to scale again. So now we got a little curve here on our tower. Next up, we want it to go back in. So Alt select top. Sometimes it does choose another loop. If it does this, you want to Shift select the one next to it, and then Shift. Oh no. And then Alt click. So click, Shift click, and Alt. So it knows which way to go. Okay, so we want to extrude again. Around here, maybe a bit more. So just grab it. I don't want to extrude again. There's no reason to just keep extruding like this. Just add a lot of unnecessary geometry. You can always add loop cuts later. So now I just want to grab it. Oh, grab. And then I want to log it to the Z axis. I want to get a bit higher. There we go. Okay. Next up, we want these little, what are they called? Barricades. But as you see, it all has a nice beveled edge, a nice little rounded edge here. So the way I know to do this is to make this a separate object than this. Otherwise, it can very easily get all wonky with the geometry. So we just want to add the ledge here and the floor in here, and then we'll add these afterwards. So I'm again gonna insert, get something like this. Then I want to extrude, click E. Insert was I. E for extrusion, extrude down. Boom, and we have our little base up here. So we can do several things in order to make these. We could just, make a new cube, make a cube, and we can move it up, and we can try to hit it. This is all very imprecise. So what we want to do is we want to. Well, there's several ways. I forgot to tell you guys. Right now we're in vertex select mode. You can see up here, it's just selecting vertices, these little guys. You can also go to edge select, it's this one, and click the edges. Or you can go to face select and click faces. Easy to move between these three. I just click 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Tab to object mode. 1, 2, 3. So we want to choose faces right now. And we want to make these guys. So I'll just add, let's say I'll add. So in order to select multiple, you want to click shift and you just click the ones you want. And you want these guys. I want these ones and I want these ones. Okay. So we want to extrude these. It's going to give us a few issues, but for now, that's what we're going to do. Around here. Looks nice. Getting like a little cannon tower going. The problem is now, if I want to bevel this, I can show you very fast. I'll go to edge select. And let's say I want to bevel this. A bevel is just Control B, and then you drag it. But you see the mesh around here gets all wonky. If I don't, I can also think, why is he selecting these? He's an idiot. Maybe I am, but if I select these and I bevel, they're gonna go the other way. Horrible. It's gonna ruin our mesh and look very weird. Then we get something like this. So what I found was a solution. Is we're gonna go into X-ray mode. This. Face select, and we're gonna select all of these, and then I want to separate them from the rest of the mesh. We can also duplicate them. Maybe that's easier. No, we're gonna try a few things out now. So there is something called separate. I think it's under here, mesh, P, and then you can choose what you wanna separate by. But we selected them, so we might as well separate by selection. And now, these two are separate meshes. Alt set took out of wireframe. So I can move these around. But you see the problem here, of Control Z, is we have these little holes here. Gonna give us the same trouble as before. So I want to fix that first. Which gives us an opportunity to see even more of Blender's tools. So, you want to go to edge select. You want to select the whole thing, and then again you want to, let's say a fill works. It does, but it's not what we want necessarily, because then we don't have any edge loops here, and you never want edges going into an empty face with no connections. You always want squares. You never want to have multiple endings like this one. Quartz, we call it in the industry. Such a fancy word. So, what can we do? We can try the bridge thing. Let me see if I can find it. Mesh, it is somewhere. Maybe it's. Oh yeah, if you get lost, let's see, I'm all the way around here and I can't find my mesh. Where is it? You can click on the little comma tilde key, I think it's called, and it zooms in. Oh, why does this keep disappearing? Why can't you see my screen cast keys? There we go. Okay, it's back. Okay, so not this one. On the numpad, you got a little comma going. Okay, that was another thing. So, select these, and then I need to find the bridge. I found it just before. There we go. Bridge edge loops. So we select. Okay, this is how I do it. Got these two. And we got these. Let me try again. There we go. Okay, now it works. So you just have to select one end and the other end, and it'll automatically bridge between. So we can just redo that. Here. Bridge. There's probably a hotkey for that as well, but I do not know where it is. Cool. You can do another thing actually. If you hold down right click, you will get the same menu as up there. You only get the edge select because you're in edge select mode, but then you can choose bridge. There we go. All done. Bridge. And that's how it's fixed. A new problem remains though. These guys have the same issue. Maybe it won't matter, but for the practice, let's fix them as well. We can do another way here though. So let's go into edit mode. Select the whole thing with the Alt, and you can do that in both vertex and edge select mode. Alt click, F for fill, and now we got this. So in order to fix that, we want to use another tool we use a lot. We can use the maybe a loop cut. We're gonna go with the knife tool. That's certain one. So it's basically just a knife. You can choose where to add geometry. So you can add like a million points here, and then the mesh will look like that. Horrible, we don't want that. So you click the vertices you want to connect, boom, enter. Enter. Pretty useful. Also, if you feel like, okay, this doesn't have, I need more geometry here and I want to do it myself, you can select like this. And then you can select all the way through here. Maybe you would want to do this. And then keep going, of course, all the way. And then you'll have doubled it. It's not the best way to do it. There is another tool for that, but just to showcase it. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly do this on all of these. In order to go out of this, I don't know, actually. It usually just stays there until I click the right things. So now I'll just click out of it on something else, and boom, we're here. Okay, so let's just first add all of these. Boom. And let's use the knife tool. It probably has a shortcut. What's that called? K. We'll do that. Yeah, the reason I use all these hotkeys and shortcuts, it's way more efficient when you're modeling. If you have to go and find everything, you see how long it took from just to find the bridge tool. But if you have it in your hands, whatever you're using, it's gonna make life a lot easier for you. So get used to figuring out the hotkeys. Just K. Okay, of course, now it's not. Now I get to remember the hotkey by doing it every single time. Oh yeah, actually, another thing. This is super annoying to work with. You can see I keep having this in the way. And I don't want that. I just want to focus on these for now, and then bring them back later. So you want to choose, I think that was called the tilde key. You want to click on the slash, this one, and isolates whatever I have selected. So this, I can do the same. Way easier to work with. And then I can do my stuff. a magic. Oh. Boom. Oh. And the last one. Again, there's a much more efficient way to do all this, but it's a good practice, just to get to use as many tools as possible. This, because you're not gonna make super great models in the first place either when you just started modeling. So you might as well learn how to do it, how to use the software to its fullest potential, and then you can start making some cool shit. Boom, we got these all set up, nice topology. Maybe it was bad to do this, maybe not, but at least we practiced the knife tool as well. So now I want to grab these, the Z axis, and I'll move them back here. So now we have our tower base. We still need a gate and stuff, but this is how we want the tower to look. This is nice. This is oh, and you're gonna figure this out. You're never satisfied. You always want to add more, do more, because now I see, okay, this actually goes out a bit more. So just for the case of showcasing, I want to do it. So go to edit mode, tab. You want to go to 2 to edge select, and you want to alt click these, and then we just scale this. Boom. And then we of course want to do it here as well. Scale. And then this is off, so we just go out, tab, and we scale this. Yeah, see, that's another problem. It's point of origin. This is this dot. Oh, hello there. Another stream started. Yeah, if there's anything you need help with, just let me know. I'll try to repeat everything again and again. So if you get lost or whatever, just write in the chat, and I'll stop and help you. This was what I'm doing it for. So, but I just want to showcase how to move around and whatever hotkeys I know to navigate the stream, to navigate the Blender. Sorry. Okay. Of course. Okay. So this is another problem I'm gonna run into all the time. This little button here, whatever dot, is the point of origin. So if I want to rotate this guy, after rotate, it will rotate around this point. Same with scale, it's gonna scale up. We don't want that. Also, we don't want to scale them upwards. I think there's the right size height-wise. I want to scale them outwards. So there's another thing for that. So S for scale, and you see down here, you have all these settings. It helps a lot to control what you want. So I want to scale it only on 2 planes. So S for scale, hold shift, and then I think it's gonna be the Z plane. There we go. See, it's not scaling upwards, it's only scaling outwards and inwards. So just want to hit right there. Another thing you can do, oh, I'm getting all the way into all the things you can learn here. You can also reset the origin point. If I call it period point, it's the same thing. It's just what it's called in Maya. But in order to do that, you go up to Object, Set Origin, and then you can choose Origin to Geometry. And it appears here. Ah, very nice. And now for scale, it's going to scale out from there instead. Cool. Doesn't matter now. We fixed it already. So, this horrible, ugly tower, we want it to look nicer. It looks like butt. So the thing you're going to use a lot as well is called a bevel to make these edges look a lot nicer. You can also just add a modifier that's called a subdivision. You find up here under modifiers, generate, and you got the subdivision surface. The problem is it's going to ruin our mesh completely. This looks, I don't know what this looks like, but that's not what we want for sure. So we're going to Control C that. And instead, we're going to do some bevel. So we go into edit mode, click tab, click 2 for edge select, and alt click like this. You select it. You can select multiple if you want to. Shift alt. Just select as many as you want. We're gonna do one at a time, just to be sure, because you can easily mess up your mesh by, having them overlap or something. So, bevel is right here. I hold right click to get my edge menu up. Bevel edges. Also Control B. So of course I want to use the hotkey. Control B. And when I drag it out, you see it's starting to divide the mesh by 2. Make it a little bit smoother. This is of course going to be a very ugly edge. So instead I rather scroll my mouse wheel upwards or downwards to get it more smooth. Be careful with this. You don't want to just go like crazy and do this, because it will add a lot of unnecessary geometry. And it might not hurt you now, depending on your computer, but it will make your scene a lot more heavy. So just do what you need to get a little bit smoother edge. I think this is gonna be okay, because we're gonna add the subdivision later to smooth it out. So 3 bevels. You can also adjust it here in you always get this little thing to adjust. However you like. There's a lot of options here. I don't really use a lot of them. I just bevel stuff. Oh yeah, I actually forgot to tell that. When you add something, let's say I add a cube, Shift A. Add a, I have to go out to object mode, sorry. Object mode, Shift A, cube. You get this little thing down here. Very useful to what's it called? Edit your mesh before you actually have done anything to it. The second I do something, the menu disappears and you can't do it anymore. So you want to use that right away. So let's say I add a torus. That's a better example. And this is very, it doesn't look like a donut. It more looks like a gymnastics swing. If I wanted to look more like a donut, I would scale it here on these things. But I can only do this now. Once let's say I pull this guy out, boop, it's gone. I can no longer edit my shape, and this is what I got to work with. So then I have to delete it and add it again. So so that's a good thing to know when watching the circle as well that we made has a lot of vertices here. Maybe we don't want that many. It's a bit much. Then you can open the menu. It's gone now, but if you click F9. No, it's not F9. It was in 4.0. Okay, never mind. So you just have to do it right away, I guess. I want less vertices. You can change it. Cool. That was another note. Back to the tower. Beveling. That's where it came from. You can just keep going. No, shade smooth does not make a difference. I'm pretty sure. Maybe it doesn't even work necessarily. It might just be a thing for Blender, without promising anything. It will not make it heavier, that's for sure. Because it's more of a cheat that Blender has than an actual smooth. So if you want to smooth it actually and make the mesh heavier, you had to use the subdivision service. I hope that makes sense. Maya has the viewport smoothing, it's called, where it basically adds a subdivision surface in the viewport, but doesn't in when you export it. Alright, but we can actually add the shade smooth. It's a good thing you mentioned, because now it looks a bit nicer. The geometry is the same. If you go here, it's exactly the same. Nothing has changed. I think I'll keep this because then I can better see my beveled edges. So let's just bevel all the sharp edges. We don't want any of these. So I'm gonna select this. You can also go to edge select, doesn't matter. Control B. Smooth it out. Boom. And this is base. We want it to be slightly sharp, but not too crazy. So I'll just give it a slight bevel. Like this. Yeah, for game assets it is. Tries up bit is what it uses, but most cases when you import it, it will what's it called? It will convert it itself. So when you open something in Unreal Engine after you export it, it usually just is tries. If nothing else, you can always convert it in it, I'm pretty sure. So when you model something, always work with quads. Never tries, it's horrible to work with. I hope that makes sense. So I would say don't worry about it when you model. Just when you export it or get into Engine, if it doesn't do it automatically, you fix it afterwards. There are several tools for it called decimation or retopology maybe, or maybe you can also use ZBrush for it. But I have not done a lot of games yet, so I'm not an expert. Either way, let me just keep beveling, Control B. Like this. Yeah, don't ever do that. If you have anything that's tries, start over or fix it. A good example, I can just actually show you something. Let's go to the knife tool. Now I have 2 tries here. Let's say I fucked up my mesh. We don't want this. You can do several things. Either you can select the actual edge and just delete it, delete edge. You don't want to do that. There's a way to do it. Dissolve edge. There you go. Always because I have this. There you go. Dissolve. Dissolve edges. Yeah. Okay, that's one way to do it. But let's say you want to keep this thing here for some reason. I don't know why you would do that, but you can make your own quads. Let me see. How do I want to do this? Okay, it's a bad example. You can change it yourself in some ways. Oh, how would I do this actually? Like this? No. Okay, actually I have to go think about that. But you can always fix your geometry somehow. I will not do it in this case. So we'll just keep it with the blank faces here. Back to beveling. Okay, here you can see it's very smooth, very smooth. So maybe I want to add a little bit extra. Smooth it out some more. And same with this edge here. Something like this. Not looking too bad. Now comes the tricky part. That's why we did all the work before. So I wanna go into edit mode again, tab, alt click, shift alt click, Control B for bevel. This is only supposed to be a slight bevel, so I'm gonna scroll all the way down to maybe 2 here. Then I want to choose these, go into edit mode, and I want to do the same. We want to choose all the edges on these, also the sides, because that's how it looks in a reference. The stones are kind of soft. You know, it's actually gonna be every single edge we're gonna select except for the ones in the middle. So I think I'll just go to vertex select mode and click A for all. That's much faster than just clicking like a maniac. And then I'm gonna see how it looks if I bevel. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Cool. Or maybe actually I want to build it even more and see it has an even sharper one up there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use some more of the tools we know. First, I'm gonna go into X-ray mode. Then I'm gonna select all the top vertices. I'm gonna bevel. I'm gonna make this bevel bigger, like this big probably. Alt Z to get out of this. Maybe not. Let me see. Maybe not actually. Yeah, this is why bevel sometimes troubles me. It doesn't necessarily do what you want, so you have to find a way to figure it out. Maybe we will try this. Let me see how it works. Yeah, okay. So select the faces and sorry, not the faces, the edges instead. So gonna do it again. Gonna select all the top here. We do have these selected as well in the middle, which we don't want. So I just control drag over those to deselect them. That's pretty fast. You always want to figure out the fastest way to work for you, at least, because if you keep doing things over and going back and forth, you're never gonna get anywhere. So now our bevel should work. Yes. Do you want 1, 2? Let's go 2 for now. And let's check our reference. Actually, let's just do 1. I think that resembles most. And then the bottom we want it smoother. So, all set for the X-ray. 1 for vertex select. And all set to go out of it. And we control B to bevel. And then we're gonna add a few more cuts. Oh, it's giving us the same problem? Maybe it'll be fine. Let me see. Well, you're not gonna notice this, so you could just leave it as is. But it's kind of the lazy way. You should do it right. Okay, we'll do it right. I will Control C. I will object. I will / to go into this mode. And then I'll do the same thing we did before. So edge select, control select all of these. It goes pretty fast. It's not that hard to do. There we go. Okay. And / control B. And we got a bevel. Nice. So this is basically our cannon tower. Very jagged. Like you suggested, so one of your suggestions, we could do the shade smooth to make it look prettier. It's kind of, it's basically trying to, you can see here, it's very jagged still. It didn't change the mesh at all. It's trying to fake it. So it kind of looks off, at least. So instead of doing that right now, at least, we're gonna add a modifier. And we're gonna see how it looks. So generate subdivision surface. Oh, yeah, we have to go on the modifier. Sorry, this little screwdriver. No, it's wrench. It's called. Add modifier and subdivision surface. And there we go. It looks much cleaner than before. And that's because we added all the loop cuts at the bevels, which does so it doesn't deform as much when we add the subdivisions. So over here we got a modifier. It's a modifier stack. When you click on an object, you can see which modifiers it has. So this one has none, this one has 1. And you can increase the amount of subdivisions you want. The more, the heavier, so don't just crank it up to 200. 1 to 3 is usually enough. Let me see, 2, and then we can add the shade smooth. And there we go. This is a lot better. Oh, I forgot one I can see. Oh, see, this is actually subdividing this part, so it's not as flat, because I forgot to add a bevel in here. So I'll just disable this from viewport. I don't have to delete it. You can just click this little guy here to not use it in the viewport. You can also click this to take it off from edit mode. So let's add our last bevel. Control B. And don't have to be a lot, just something like this. Because now, when I add it, it will retain the shape in here. Nice. Yeah, these are next. Same. Instead of going here and clicking every time, add modifier, generate subdivision surface, takes a long time. We want to optimize. There's a hotkey for this because you use it so much on everything. So Control 1 or Control 2 or Control 3, depending on how many subdivisions. Control 1 is actually enough. The problem here is now you see that it deforms the original shape we wanted. We wanted to be more jagged here. So in order to retain this, we have to bevel our bevel actually. So we'll select all of this. This way? No way. You know what? I'll show another tool again because this gets tedious, even though I'm already halfway. But we're here to learn, right? So we have something called the loop cut tool. It's this guy just over the knife tool. What this guy does is it adds cuts around a loop, which is also why you want to work with quads, because then you usually have nice edge loops going around. If I had a triangle going here, it would mess up with this. So you want to go to where you want to cut, either in the middle, or this instance we want to put it here. Left click. And then you can slide it? No? Why doesn't it work? Oh, you have to. Okay. Click and then hold to slide it. We want it to be very close up here. And maybe add another. And we'll do the same thing down here. Left click, and left click. This is also retain the shape of what's it called? Of our edges. So now, if I apply this, it's better. It's still doing it the other way. So we had to add some more loop cuts in order to retain our shape. And this is a thing you generally do when you're modeling, because you always add a subdivision to something that's supposed to look nice. But then you need to figure out how to retain my shape. So go into edit mode again. And the loop cut tool is already on, but let's say you didn't have it on. Let's say you were somewhere else. Then you want to use the hotkey, another hotkey. Control R it's called, that's right. There we go. And then you can add here, Control R here, and then we're gonna Control R here, and the last one here. Maybe it's not enough, we'll just add more. Okay, let's see again. There we go, much nicer. This is almost the shape we want. If it gets too jagged now, you can always move the loop cut a bit. Let me see. You just choose it and you right click, and there's something called loop cut and slide. No, it's not the one. It's called there's something called slide edge. Just don't. Again, I usually work in Maya, so everything is everywhere else than it's supposed to be, in my mind at least. I'm blind. Edge slide, there it is. Okay. Boom. Now I can move it. You can actually see real time how much it moves. So maybe here. And I want to choose this. Edge slide. There. Oh, it's right there. Okay, I was just blind. Okay, and the last one over here. Right click to get the menu, sorry. And edge slide. There we go. Okay. That fixed this one. We can add the shade smooth, make it look nicer. It's not perfect to this. It has a lot more jaggedness to it. We could fix it, but it doesn't have to be perfect. This is just to play around with tools. Our problem now is we have to do it with all of these. So I really don't want to do that. It took a lot of time. So we can do several things. First off, we want to isolate this so we can see it. And then let's just try going to edit mode, Alt set for the wireframe, and we select all these and we delete them. All of it, delete vertices. That leaves us with this guy. Alt set to get out. What we can do is we can duplicate him. And how to duplicate something is Shift D. That automatically gives us it in a grab mode. If you just want to leave it where it was when you duplicate, you just click right click, boom. And because we reset our point of origin already, we can basically just rotate it to get it over here and here and here. So R for rotate, we want to do it around the Z axis, and very smart Blender has, you can just write how many degrees, so 180, boom. It's a bit off, we can always move it back, but let's do that 2 more times. Shift D, rotate, Z, 90, Shift D, rotate Z, 270. Alright, and they're a bit off, so I'll just grab it. And yeah, another thing, it's very hard now. We don't have the axes to follow, actually. Maybe we can... Yeah, we have got nothing to do here. So what you want to do is you want to go into an orthographic view, because you can try to go and, oh, right there, that's almost at top, and you can try to move it, and maybe it'll be good. But you can also see now it lifted it up from the surface. Especially if you do it here, it's gonna be all the way over there. It's horrible. We don't want to do that. Mirror modifier is a very good tool too. You can also use the array, depending on how much you want to spend time. This is very simple, so I would basically just go to this. I'll just move them and be done with it. Because I don't want to get too much into the modifiers. What I would actually do, let me just hide these. You click H to hide, Alt H to reveal. What I would do, if it was me, I would go into modifiers, and I would add array, it's called. Ooh. And we need 4. And we want it to be offset to the Y. That gives us an array. Then what I would do, again, you don't have to do it here, it's a very more complicated thing, but it's fun to play around with. But then I would actually add the, where is it, deform, simple deform. And by default it's a twist, which you don't want unless you want to do something, I don't know, a rope or something like that. But I want it to bend, and I want it to do around the Z axis. That's not doing what I want, actually. Why is it doing that? Why is it messing with me? Bend around. No. Okay, of course I can't get it to work now. Oh, there we go. It's because I have the wrong thing on. I know why. It's because our point of origin is here. We don't want that. That's why it's messing it up, because now it's trying to do it around this point. So we want to set origin to geometry. This should work. No? No, it doesn't work. You know what? I will actually do this. I got it to work the last time I did this. But yeah, you can do a lot of things to get it to work. It's basically the the thing I failed miserably to show. Why can't I get it to work? No, I'm just annoyed. Screw it. We will do it the other way that I first intended. Because let's take the mirror. It's another thing. It's very useful. The mirror deformation. You could do that, and you could make it mirror on several axes and so on, and you can make it merge or not merge, but I can do it here. But you see, it's not doing exactly what we want. It's mirroring off. If I don't have this on, it's mirror over here. So there's a lot of different, maybe it's because this is above. No, it doesn't. Sometimes the how the modifiers are stacked does something as well. Could be why it didn't work before. But mirror tool, very good, especially when you're modeling something that's supposed to be exactly the same on two sides. But for now, we'll just do it the old-fashioned way, the simple way. So Alt-H to unhide. I know, but if I don't do that, if I just add it, I know. So if I just add the mirror tool, it's just doing it here. If I click on self, if I click on this, if I click on the tower, it helps a lot. But it's still not accurate. You can flip it as well. You can do a lot of things with this. So it's not working how I want in this case, which is why I don't want to use it. But a lot of times it works very good, especially if I have if I make a cube and I wanna only work on one side. It makes a lot of sense to use the mirror tool, because it's not destructive until you apply it. But now we'll just do this. What I actually did was I went to the top orthographic view with 7. So now I can see exactly from the top view. 7. And then you can rotate freely if you want to, if you feel like they're slightly off. And the reason actually for you doing this as well is it will be less perfect. And usually you think, oh, I want it to look as good as possible. Yeah, but the more perfect you make it, the more fake it's gonna look. In this instance, with a stylized tower, makes sense. But otherwise, you actually want things to be a little bit off, or have a slight indentation, or something like that. But yeah, this is basically our tower. If you don't want these to be on top, you can just grab them and move them slightly below. Boom. There we go. What next? We can try adding the window. Here we might want to use the mirror tool actually. So we want to add a cube. Shift A, cube. We want to focus on it, so we click the tilde key. This one on the numpad. And this is way too big compared to it, so I'm gonna scale it down. There we go. Oh, actually, maybe I know why it was. Maybe. Okay. And I want to scale it on the x-axis too. There we go. Because I want to get these little things here. What are they called? I don't know what it's called. The frame. And I want to work on one side, and then I want to actually use the mirror tool this time. So let's scale it on the y-axis too. There we go. We can always scale it more later. So now, let's add a modifier, and let's try the mirror tool. And let me think. Where is it? Doesn't work. The x-axis, the y-axis. It's not working. Yeah, sometimes the mirror tool does tricks on me. Oh, I know why. Two things. First of all, once you have an object and you do things with, let's scale it in the object mode, you need to apply the scale, because otherwise it will have scaling here, which messes up a lot of things with it. So in order to apply, you want to Control A, and you can apply whatever you want. Let's just apply all transforms, location, rotation, and scale. Then I want to go into object mode. I want to add loop cut, Control R, bam, and right click to set it in the middle. Then I want to Alt set to go to this mode. What was it called? X-ray mode, yes. Delete these vertices. And now we just have half a cube. And if I am in luck today, it will work now. Generate, mirror. It's working some ways. Of course. Why is it not working? It's killing me. Okay, you know what? We'll just do it after and copy it. Yeah, sometimes the mirror function doesn't want to do what I want to do. Okay, first off, we can't have this hole in the middle. It's gonna be horrible. So I'm gonna just click all of these, and I'm gonna click F for fill. Boom. And I wanna scale it on the y-axis. There we go. I wanna apply the scale. Now, we can make our little window here. So what I want to do is I want to go here and click to face, select this one, and I could try to, you know, move it or extrude it and get it, extrude it and get it somewhat right like this, but then it will go sideways like this. We don't want that. That's horrible to work with. So I want to go into another orthographic view by clicking 1 on my numpad. 7 was the top view, 1 is the front view. I have my face selected, and now if I extrude by clicking E and I click Z to get this way, I can get it exactly how I want. So I want to look, okay, it's a bit shorter and it's tilted. So X-ray mode, click on this, and then I want to rotate it a little bit more, rotate, and I want to extrude, and I want to extrude along the X-axis, and I want to rotate it till it's, I can actually rotate it like this, just has to be somewhat. It's not going to be perfect, but it doesn't really matter. And then I want to scale it a tiny bit in the axis. Good. All right. We also want the bottom here to go all the way. So we can just add a loop cut. Again, there are probably way smarter ways to do this, but I'm just playing around with it right now. So Control R, hold and slide. I want it to be around here, right? Matches the other one. Maybe a tiny bit higher. There we go. 3 for face select. 1 on the numpad to go to here, to the orthographic view, and we're gonna go to around here. Something like this. It's not gonna be the best window, but time is short, so I don't have time to do it properly. And again, I would very much want the mirror modifier to work. If it doesn't, it does not work for me. It does not work for me. For some reason. Flip on this set. No, I'll just do it the old-fashioned way again. Shift D and right click. We have a duplicate. Then I want to rotate it. After rotate, I want to rotate it 180 degrees. Oh, I know why it's not working. Remember the thing I told you earlier about the origin point? It's over here. That's why it's not working. So let me just go to Object, Set Origin, Origin to Geometry. Now it's here. What if I add the mirror modifier now? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to move it a bit away. It's very annoying. So G to move, X, G to move. I'll just hide this. No, not G. The problem is this origin point. It's located right there. In Maya, I can just move it per point. So here I want to... Okay, I'll hide this. So I will actually set it. This right here is what is our 3D cursor. It's why we spawn things, so if I add a plane, it's gonna add it right there. You can move it by clicking Shift, right click, and now it's attached here. Let's just put it right there. And then you can set your origin point to the 3D cursor. Now it's here, our little origin point. So now it works. Because it's mirroring from this point. Super annoying when it doesn't work. Very nice when it does work. So if I move this bad boy, G to grab, X to move along the x-axis, G to move Y, this axis, and G, Z. And I'll just get it in the middle. So first off, we want to check a reference. This is way too big compared to this. So I will scale it down a bit, move it up. And of course it's fugly. It's very, very ugly. We don't want that. What is ugly about it? Everything, first of all. But mostly we need some bevels. This is round. If I just again add the subdivision surface, it's gonna fuck it up. Basically, it can show you what it will look like. Control 1, it'll do this. We don't want that. So bevel time. I think I'll just add the mirror modifier, apply it, because otherwise it's not really in effect. It's not part of the mesh. If I open the mesh right now, I only have one side. If I apply it, I have to be here. Boom. I got the window as one mesh. And now, Alt click on edge select mode to get here, 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 and here. All right. Control B to bevel. And I want to make it very build. It was very soft, so something like this. And then I'll select this one, this one, this one, this one. Control B. And then I also want to... Maybe I should have done these first. Oh, we'll see. We'll see if it works. These are also very horrible, sharp. And these are not, so... Maybe... You know what? We'll see if it helps with the modifier. Maybe it'll fix it. Now Control 1. And I see... Okay, I know what is going on. The mesh. This is a normal problem. It's because it is not attached here. For some reason. See, it's just the vertices. Besides vertices. So what you want to do in this case, let's isolate it so we can see properly. We have a lot of vertices here. If we go into vertex select mode, we have double everywhere. Vertice. Easy fix. You just select everywhere. You can just select all of them actually. A for all. No, we'll fix this first. Okay, so what I should have done before I applied the modifier, I should have moved this closer. I'll just do it now. So you want to alt click this edge loop and shift alt click this edge loop, and then I want to scale it in the x-axis to get them closer to each other. Looks worse, I know. Should hopefully be fixed soon. Now select everything. Click M for merge, and we want to merge by distance. So all vertices that are very, very close to each other, like super close, they are gonna be merged together. Boom. So down here, we fixed our issues. It's now merged as one. Up here, you can see they're not merged yet. They're too far apart. So we just up the merge distance. Be very careful here, because it easily, yeah, it just pulls everything. So you can hold, is it Control or Shift? Let's see. Merge by distance. Just do merge. Alt M for merge. Distance. It's Shift, makes it much smoother. So just move until I merge them. Just the ones I want, right there. It does says down here, removed vertices. Perfect. It's better. Now I have other issues. Because, again, the bevels are non-existent here. So it's pulling it. I kind of like almost what it's doing here. But I need to bevel. Yeah, again, I keep clicking this to hide or unhide my modifier. So I can see it real time, what's going on. I can actually leave it on, and then I can work with it, but it's very hard to see anything. So click here, go to Edge Select, and I will bevel these guys. Control D. And I'll add a lot. I want to keep this actually. Let's see what that did. Yeah, so it helped with what we wanted, but you can see there's something I missed. So I want to do it all the way on the edge loop, otherwise it will fuck it up. And this is basically how modeling is. You trial and error. Oh, this works, this doesn't work. And you just keep trying until you figure out what's doing it for you. So let's try this. Way better. There we go. The only thing we're missing is this is deforming way too much, so I'm gonna do the same thing. Tab to go into edit mode. I'm gonna select this, I'm gonna select this. Shift B. Add some loop cuts, maybe not that many. And I'll just do the same here. To retain it, Control B, bevel. Okay. Let's see. There we go. This is our window. / to get out of this mode. Maybe shade smooth to make it look pretty. It's not the best, I must admit. It has seen better days for sure. Maybe this is still vertices here? It's just the way I made it. Maybe I will. Let me just try something. Okay, I actually don't know why it's doing that. It's something with the whole mirror thing, that's for sure. But we'll keep it like this for now. It's the backside that's fucking away. Let me just troubleshoot. Yeah, it is what it is. Screwed. I'll make a better one day. Cool. / to go out. We have a window. We want to rotate it a tiny bit. Oh, 1 second. Oh, is it crashing? Yeah, this is why you save, by the way. Because now everything I just did is probably gonna be destroyed. A very good lesson. So if you didn't save yet, or you have Control S. Oh, I was lucky. Control S, we're gonna do it now. And you want to put it wherever you want. So I'm just gonna put this, I'm just gonna put it on my desktop for now. I'm gonna call it Canon Tower. Save. Because next time I mess it up, it will come back. Okay, I want to rotate this a bit around the x-axis. There we go. And we got a window. And you can always like go in here and you can make some loop cuts to make this actually a hole. Maybe I'll do that right now. I will Control R. Yeah, I use Maya, which is also why this is messing with me, because I'm not used to using these functions a lot. It is industry standard in many cases, but I've heard the Blender is catching up for sure. And there's a lot of things in Maya that is troublesome, for sure. But when you go to CADA, we use Maya only. If you really are a Blender, let's say fascist, a Blender lover, you can use Blender. But we learn Maya mostly. Everything is done in Maya because that is what has been the industry standard for many years. And maybe it's Blender is competing right now, but it's still not there yet. So I would say learn Maya if you can, at least how it works, and then wherever you go, if they say you want to use Blender, we want you to use Maya, you can do both. Maya crashes a lot. At least maybe I've heard it's mostly me that somehow makes Maya crash a lot. I don't know what I've done wrong to Maya, but it is very unstable sometimes, and especially the newer versions of it has seen better days. In Blender, its sculpting tool is a million times better than Maya's is. Sculpting to do. Yeah, and Blender is free, of course. But Maya's animation tool is very, very nice. It works very, very well. And the XGen it's a hair. What do you call it? It's a way to create hair. It's works very well and it's very easy to work with. But again, that also crashes pretty easily. So, which is funny since Maya has been an industry standard for so long. I don't know why it's so unstable. So yeah, if you're good in Blender, you will learn Maya. That way, you can say it that way as well. I hope that makes sense. So you can just get very good at Blender until you get forced to use Maya, I would say, and then you can pivot and learn it within some days. This really bugs me, whatever I've done here. I don't know. This usually is overlapping faces when it does this weird thing. I'll just do this. Fuck it. Okay. Where I come from? Right. Oh, I'm adding some loop cuts. Control R. So I can cut out my window. There you go. Now add some cuts. I'll go click free for face select. Oh, I'm missing one more. Oh, wait. Control R. Control R. Control R. Yeah, I would maybe use shrink wrap or of the snap. Again, I'm not very used to using them. You can do. First off, I want the window to go into the tower because it's supposed to be on both sides. We can try it. I am actually not too sure. Let's try. Yeah, and then I want to offset it. No, we don't want to do that. So no shrink wrap. Compose be on the outside. Yeah, okay, you can do that. I guess. We can see what the difference is. I don't see the difference actually. Maybe it doesn't work now. Outside surface, inside. You can either do that, or you can also use the snapping tool. It's up here. So when you move it, it snaps right now. So you have to change the settings to, let's say, face face. This is not gonna work now. It's gonna get all wonky. So face, project, let's see. Yeah, this you could do to make it snap to it as well instead of rotating it. So now, no, it's not working. Face nearest. Align rotation to target. Yeah, okay, so this is because my pivot point is, of course, down here. So you could do this if you had it in the middle. I could actually do that right now. Object, set origin geometry. No, it's not working. Yeah, effect, face nearest. Because basically seeing this as the backside of the mesh right now. So I would just, you can use the shrink wrap. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And you can just use snapping tool here. If you do this, it will snap to whatever you want. Like this. Cool. What I wanted to do, I wanted to cut out the window. So now I actually have to go back. There. Okay. Here, I made a lot of cuts. So now I can select some faces. That's behind the window. Delete faces. And we have a window. And Control S, save. And you can make your light source come from here. So there's light inside the tower. Oh, if I can hit it. Oh, I have snapping on. That's why you have to turn this off again. Otherwise, it's gonna be very bad. Okay, so now we are as far as we're gonna get today. Just want to show. Which step do you want to repeat? Yes, how to cut it. So I basically just made a lot of these loop cuts here, so I could cut out where the window was. So if let's say I move this over here. Right now I have the cuts here, which is just opening up the tower. But I don't want to. Let's say I wanted to do it here as well. Y. And rotate one set. So here, I would, if I just remove, 1 second. If I just remove this face right now, the window is not where the hole is. So I have to cut the geometry around, say, here. Then I will only remove this face. It's still not good enough. So I will make some more cuts on the surface in order to make it work. So here, and maybe here. Now I can delete them. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah, I think the shrink wrap is more if you have two things on top of each other. How can I explain it? Let's say you want to wrap something in. So let's say I have this thing and I want to put something around it that's exactly the same shape. Then if you have overlapping geometry on top, shrink wrap could like make it go just outside of it. And snapping is generally good if you say, okay, I want to move this exactly to the other side of it, the mesh. Then I can make sure, say Control Shift D, and I want to rotate, set 180. Now I have an opposite window. I'm gonna move it over here. I want to attach it again. I'll just use the snap again. Maybe I should choose a volume actually. Maybe that's better. There we go. Oh, no, that's not the snap phrase. There we go. Yes, yes. Cool. But you can also just use the incremental snap and set that to whatever you like. In other cases, it has a lot of uses, but it's hard to use, I would say, as well. And remember to turn it off. It's very annoying to have on all the time. Cool. We're reaching the end of today. I've shown most of what I know of basic stuff, at least. Again, I'm not the best modeler in the world, so I'm still figuring out the best uses for all of these tools. But let's still do a very, very fast render of our tower. So the way you render something is by clicking F12. It'll think for a bit, and you see this is not what I want. It's looking in the middle of the picture because that's where our camera is set. So what do? We want to move to our camera, and we want to navigate that. So you go up here to toggle camera view, and now we're watching from the camera. This moment you try to move, you're going out of the camera. We don't want that. So click N, the letter N, go to view and camera to view. And now when you navigate, you can move wherever you want. So I want to see my whole tower like this. Maybe make it a little bit interesting, like, ooh, oh wow, it's dangerous. There's light coming from there. Maybe not that far. Something like this, I guess. Okay, and remember to go out of the camera and shut this off. N, go out of the camera. Let's click F12 again. Much better. The lighting is still very bad because it's only coming from inside. So let's just add another light. Shift A, light. Let's just add a sun. No, not a sun. What's it called? Yeah, no. Let's add a sun. It's fine. And let's see how it looks. You can click up. Click here to see the render view. That's how you see how it looks right now. This is the viewport solid mode, and this is shading, and this is the rendered. Don't click this one right now. It will make your computer go very slow for some. The scene go very slow. I don't feel like this is doing anything. What I've learned to use is to use. Yeah. So you want to click this little guy, the world. Click color, and you want to add sky texture. And then you want to go to render properties, and you don't want to use the Eevee. It's fast, but it's not super accurate. So you want to use cycles, and you want to use the GPU if you can. I don't have mine on right now, so if you get this little gray thing that doesn't work, go to File. No, Edit. Sorry, Edit, Preferences. Click on System, and then you go up here and you toggle it on. And now you can see I got my GPU working. And if I click here, it's gonna think for a bit. Don't touch it. And now you can see our sky working. It's very bright, but it is working. So if I click F12 now, there we got some light. And it will take some time for it to render. And of course it's not showing the window now for some reason. What's going on? Did I forget to apply? Yeah, it's because I have the shrink wrap on. I'll just remove that. There we go. This is our tower. Oh, I forgot to remove this as well. It's hidden. Cool. The next thing you do is, of course, add some textures to it and make an actual door so you can get into the tower. This kind of reminds me of the tower Shrek. Fiona's in. She can't get out, I guess. if there should be a door. If there is, why didn't you just leave? If you want to add materials, it's actually quite easy. You just click under this little guy, material, click add new, and you just add a color. Let's give it like a dark. You change the color up here, and if you want to be more dark, you tone down the value. Let's go for some kind of sandstone. And this, I want to make this. We'll make this black. Black. And these guys, I want these to be the same as the first one. Yeah, what I'm doing right now is a big no-no. You should always name your stuff. Don't do like me. Okay, if you want material is another thing. Let's just go out of this mode. If you want material to be the same on all of these, you just shift click all of them, choose one that has the material you want, and you click Control L. That gives you the link window, and you click link materials. Boom, they have the same. And I don't like this color actually. I'll make it more sand. What is sand? What color is sand even? Yeah, I'll make it blue. That's better. Cool. And I'll make this more saturated. Pink. Got fancy. Sure. Okay. Let's render this. Why is it not working? Maybe it is working. I'll make it pink, then it's easy to see. It's not pink. This is pink. Yeah, there we go. A pink tower. Very nice. So of course, make something better than I did today. But now hopefully you got the right idea on how to approach things, and how to move around, etc. So yeah, that was basically what I wanted to do today. If you want to, you can. If you follow along, you can take a render of your tower. You can click up here, and you can where is it? And you can new, and you can save it. Is it here? Yeah, it's here. New image. Save it and post it on the 3D bootcamp. Let me see it here. Where it is. Of course, you can spend time perfecting it if you are like me and you don't want to make something half-assed. Let me see. Where is it? What channel is it? Yeah, you can see. I started doing 3D exactly 1 year ago when I wanted to apply to the school, CADA. So I started in Blender. I did some stuff. And then my first real project was at this school. So all of my works are at my art station, Oliver Torgård. Can go watch it if you want to. It's just for the last 7-8 months. But hopefully in 3 more years my portfolio will be even cooler. But yeah, so look me up on ArtStation. I can write here my name if you want to. Station. Cool. And then if you want to post your towers, go to the, what's it called? What channel is it called? The 3D bootcamp. It's called in Discord. Yeah, let's use that one. And then post your towers. Add some, play around with the colors. There's a lot of ways to add colors, which we'll not go into today. It will be at a texturing bootcamp. But I'm gonna do modeling again Wednesday, and I'm gonna find something a little even more interesting, and hopefully make something that looks even nicer. I will just. I think I don't like this this view. I will change my camera. I also think I will add a backdrop. Yeah, now I'm just playing around. You guys don't have to follow anymore. I just can't help myself. It's the artist in me, I guess. It's a disease actually. Rotate 90. Oh. Rotate X 90. G. And I will just scale X. Så själva fancy. Shift D, grab X. Rotate 90. There we go. Shift A. Plane. New. Control L to link materials. Boop. Ooh, that was a good idea. Francesca just wrote, make a poll so people could choose what they would like to make. That would actually be kind of cool. Because I don't know what to make. I try to be creative so much, I got nothing left. So that would be very cool. I think I'll post it on the 3D Bootcamp what you guys want to make on Wednesday, if someone wants to have a saying on it. I'll do something like this. Cool, and I'll camera view and get over here. Oh, I can't do this. Do it, Jenna. This is annoying. It's pink. So many good ideas, Fancy. I like it. How do you do this? Oh, there we go. Nice. Okay. All right, I will close the stream. Thank you for those of you who followed. See you Wednesday, hopefully. All right. Bye bye.